Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
And tonight, wherever it is in your part of the world, we are talking about The Flash.
Why did you point at me when you said that?
I didn't. I just went
okay.
Like I went bam.
Okay.
And,
it was that direction.
I wasn't pointing anywhere.
Okay.
It was just like doing that. Just.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. It's season 5, episode 21, The Girl with the Red Lightning.
It was a pretty decent episode.
It was.
I didn't hate it. It was a decent semi-finale.
Yeah, the whatever it's called, the penultimate episode, right before the finale. That's what they call it.
It was a decent episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was good.
I liked seeing Renee Adler again.
Adler.
And I'm glad that he's going to go be with her after they deal with Cicada.
Yeah, if he survives.
Yeah. But I mean, he probably will, because he's not a meta, so.
Well, yeah, but we also thought HR would survive, and.
Yeah, but this time, if Sherlock goes off to be with her, we know the reason why he's going off the show. It's because he's going to that Earth in order to be with her.
Yeah, HR died, though.
I know.
And his girlfriend was sitting in the car watching. That would have been horrible.
Yeah.
Anyways, this episode was great. I enjoyed it. I keep saying the same thing, but really, it almost felt kind of like Legends did last night, like almost a filler.
Kind of, but it's all leading up to the final.
Right, but I mean, every episode leads up to it. And the writers on the show are so good that they usually make fillers feel like a normal part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, yes, there was this whole stopping Grace thing, but what I didn't feel like they had to do anything drastic, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you have to do something drastic in order for it to not be a filler, but I'm not saying that it is a filler, it just kind of felt filler-like.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, it was, like I keep saying, it was good.
I mean, at first, like, I understand Barry and Iris' concerns as her parents.
I was kind of siding with them.
That they didn't want her to get hurt because it's dangerous. But at the same time, like, she told them, and what I was trying to convey was that, you know, she is an adult and, like, she can make her own choices. And like Iris said, you know, they can't hold her hand just because they're afraid of her getting hurt over everything.
Yeah.
Like, you have to let them do stuff. You have to let them get hurt. Because if you keep them from doing things, then they're never going to learn anything. They're never going to take risks. They're never going to know what it's like to do something because they were kept from doing it to keep them safe.
Yeah, but, like, what I was saying was, like, I understand that point.
Yeah.
But you don't teach them valuable life lessons when there's billions of people's lives at stake. Like, I mean, one wrong move and the entire world could lose its metas. Every meta would die.
Yeah, but...
And, I mean, on top of that, like, Grace was able to get in her head as much as she was able to get into Grace's head.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, it wasn't safe because no matter what they did, if Nora was involved, Grace would be able to get into her head and see where they were at and what they were doing because Nora was there.
Yeah.
And that was what I was saying. That's why I agreed with Barry, was that Nora couldn't help because she would just tip off Cicada. She would just tell Grace where they were. Not meaning to.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, you know, knowing Nora, like I said, she's going to do anything she can to try because she's not the type of person who can just sit by and let other people do the work. She has to do it too.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're going to keep her from doing it, then she's going to find another way that might actually be worse than what originally was going to happen. Yeah. Not necessarily, but it could be. It just depends. So, like, you know, I mean, yes, there's risks, and yes, it is dangerous. But, like, her being able to be in her head when she was inside that machine, helped a little bit. It helped her to know the location of the thing.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, like, when they came back to her and, like, you know, talked to her and everything, and the way in which they let her help, like, that I fully agreed with.
Right.
But from their perspective, that's where I was coming from.
No, I know.
So.
I understood that. Like, I understood why they were saying that and, like, their perspective. But, like, Nora is not gonna just not do anything.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Right. But, like, at the same time, it's like, they're her parents. Yeah. And, I mean, she's been with them for a while, yes, and they've been through their share of F-ups, all three of them together. And the thing is that they never raised Nora, so to them, she's not, 20-something.
Yeah.
She's a child. She's their kid.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to watch her grow, so their idea of her is not an adult.
Right.
So their idea of her is that she's their child and they have to protect her.
Yeah.
Not she's an adult and she can do her own damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's where that was coming from.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, I like that Ralph actually came to the conclusion of with the stuff with the dagger.
Yeah, like, he's the slowest one.
Because everybody hates on Ralph, and, like, he solved the freaking puzzle.
He's a great dude. I enjoy him a lot.
He's a lot better this season than he was last season, but everything is better this season than last season, let's be real.
Well, everything's better this season than the last half of last season.
Yeah.
The first half of last season was good. And that's when Barry was in jail and Ralph was the quintessential hero.
Everything from the last half is not good.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, I know people have their opinions about Ralph, but I'm sure a lot of those people probably haven't watched this season.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they have watched it, like, they might still have their opinions about him.
Right.
But I don't think that they can dislike him as much as they did, you know, because I honestly don't think that he's done anything to warrant being disliked this season.
Mm-hmm. And he's made a lot of growth this season, even though we haven't seen him very much, especially on this back half.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a lot of growth as a detective. So,
yeah.
I don't know. To me, that's the important thing.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a character on something and they're not changing and they're not having any growth or development, then why are they there?
Yeah.
Because that's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
You have a TV show. It shows progression through time. Like, people aren't going to stay the same. People are going to change. They're going to grow. They're going to mature and develop. And, like, you know, if you just leave somebody in the same place, then, like, it's also not relevant and, like, relatable because people don't do that. People grow and change.
Yeah.
So you have to have that element. or it doesn't work and just gets boring because it's like, well, they're just continuing to make the same stupid mistake over and over and over and over again, and they're not learning from it. What are you doing? Like, you know.
Right.
So there has to be some type of growth there.
Yeah. Yes, there does. It's the whole dagger thing. Like, I mean, we were talking about redemption last week.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still believe at this point that it could be possible,
mm-hmm.
but I mean, like I said last week, I don't believe it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, no, not with Dawn.
No, but it's possible with Dawn.
It's possible, but they're not going to show it.
Right, like I would accept it. I would not accept Kylo Ren, but I would accept Thawne. Okay.
Oh jeez. I don't know enough about Kylo Ren to give my judgment on that.
All I know is the movies, and all you know is the movies.
I know, but I don't remember enough of like.
He killed Han. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
He's
not redeemable.
No.
You don't kill Han Solo.
No.
I don't care if Harrison Ford wanted the character to die. Kylo Ren don't kill his daddy.
No.
Sorry, not sorry.
Right. Irredeemable. But Eobard Thawne!
I mean, look. One Tree Hill, Dan Scott killed his brother Keith. You would think that he wouldn't be redeemable, right? But he does all these things after that to try to redeem himself and get his sons to like love him and give him another chance. And eventually Nathan does, but Lucas just never really because he wasn't raised by him, so he's just always angry at him because he killed his uncle, who was like a father to him. So, I mean, if you look at it that way, he also wouldn't be redeemable because he killed his own brother.
Oh,
but
so did the original brothers, Cain and Abel.
I know. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I don't know. Kylo had a lot of reasons why he's irredeemable, but the main one is that he killed Han.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
If you watch One Tree Hill, then you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, well, then this isn't gonna mean anything to you. But yeah, I feel like at least he eventually was able to redeem himself.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, I'm not saying Eobard Thawne as a character as a whole is redeemable.
Yeah.
I'm saying the version of him on the show is redeemable.
Right.
The comic book version can go rotten hell.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Definitely.
I mean, no. But,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I just love how, when they show the dagger, taped to him, he has the freaking smirk on his face.
Because he knows that he sent her back and she's going to destroy the dagger. He knows that the destruction of the dagger is the only thing they can do to stop Cicada.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then again, this version of Cicada never needed the dagger. So they don't
And Ralph came to that conclusion.
Mm-hmm. So they don't need the dagger.
Don't shoot!
Don't shoot the dagger!
And then it ends.
Yeah. With the shot going off.
Son of a bitch!
Right? But then you also see a Cicada dagger being held by Grace in the next episode in the preview.
Yeah.
Which confuses me, because it doesn't look like the one that's been used. Because this one is silver, not black.
Mm.
And it's more refined. But it's not one of the ones that she has, because they're curved. They're curved. I mean, there's flat edges.
Right.
And they're curved.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not one of her original daggers. or blades.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to if she created her own cicada dagger. Because, I mean, if she didn't need one originally, then why would she have to create another one?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she did create one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I mean, there were a lot of things that I watched about this back half of the show
Mm-hmm.
within the course of this week. Mostly from Paigey, who is amazing. If you haven't checked out his channel, you should totally check him out. But
Paigey.
yes, I think he's Australian, so he's got the accent. It's very nice to listen to.
Nice.
But he knows more about like comic books and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
so like he's able to go into that and
Yeah.
But he talked about how in the leaked photos
Mm-hmm.
and the small couple second Instagram vids that we've gotten, because we've gotten some, people Instagram videoed like some of what's going on for the filming and stuff, and the version of Thawne that we get in the season finale seems to be a younger version because his hair is all brown. But if you pay attention, the future Thawne, his hair is not graying, okay, people? It's not graying, but is not fully brown. The original Thawne was a blondish character, and before he face changed into Harrison Wells. And so, he's saying that the energy fields of the box that he's been in or whatever has over time been nullifying the effects of the technology he used to transform into Wells, and that he was slowly returning back, and it was starting with the hair. And so that's why in the light, even, like, you saw, even though his hair was all, like, wild and stuff, that the front bit, at least, was kind of going blondish. If you paid attention, it wasn't dark,
yeah,
like
you could
Wells.
see that there was a little bit of blonde there.
Right, I mean, like, if you compared that hair to Harrison Wells, or Sherlock, you know, his is brown, like, dark brown.
Right.
And then you go to Wells Thawne, and it's not anymore. And so there's that going on, that he's turning into his, like, original self. And some of it could be due to the dagger.
Like the dark one.
Right. But also, like, in the clips that we got, it shows Iris, Barry, and Nora fighting Thawne. Or those three are in the vicinity of Thawne, and Nora and Barry are kicking his butt. Right. But
more or less,
it shows that version of Thawne with dark brown hair. So the question is that if they destroy the dagger, like, if that shot actually kills the dagger, and, like, all of that stuff, and he's able to escape, does his hair revert back to normal? Or is this a younger version that they fight?
It might be a younger version. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I kind of think
because as soon as you said that, I was like, it's probably a younger version. So.
Yeah. But we never know. What do you guys think? Let us know. Is there anything? Joe taking charge.
Yeah.
Like, we don't get enough chance to talk about Joe simply because he doesn't really do much anymore. But the instant that his boss, I keep forgetting, Singh, turned around and said, "You'd be in charge," I was like, oh, this is leading to that. This is leading to that. Because I don't, like I've said before, people, I don't read the comics because I don't have the money for the comics. So
I only own one comic book, and it's Back to the Future related.
I own a Black Panther comic because a friend got it for me. I own a Justice League comic and a Doctor Who comic.
Nice.
Those are the 3 I own. And I only own 1 issue of all 3. So, but, and I've read 2 of the 3, so.
I've kind of looked through it, but I haven't, read everything.
I haven't read the Black Panther one.
Well, basically, it's okay. It's the first issue of Tales from the Time Train. So, you know how in the 3rd movie, he comes back and he has the train all, spiffed up, and it's, a time train?
Mm-hmm.
And so, Doc and Clara come back, and, he has the boys with him and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes back to see Marty and Jennifer. And, so there's comics that they put out that are, a series for that specifically. So, Tales from the Time Train. So it's just, focuses mainly on, Doc and Clara and their boys. And, the adventures that they go on in the time train. But the first issue kind of, has a lot of what happened in the 3rd movie in it, the dialogue. So I didn't really need to read a lot of it because, that whole scene at the end when he's, talking to him was in the comic.
Okay.
So, it had other stuff after that wasn't part of it.
But, and that's the stuff you read.
Yeah. But, the other stuff, I was just oh, I already know this, you know, so. But it was still cool to read.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool when, TV shows and movies do continuations through comics.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Charmed did.
Yeah, and Buffy, too.
Yeah, I want to read that Charmed. And Smallville did.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They have, 2 or 3 seasons in comics.
Dang.
Off of the final season of Smallville.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they have 1 continuing that, and then 1 doing something else in the... there's 2 or 3 seasons of comics within the Smallville universe. I don't think that all of them deal with what happens directly after.
The Fan Expo actually had pops from Smallville, so they had Lois Lane, and they had Clark. But the Clark one they had was, when he opened his shirt, it has the S.
So that's, the final one, or the one that's, that
they had that one
episode?
They had that one, and then they also had, I think, when he had, from the, season 4, when he was, or, an early season when he had, something written on his chest, or he was, shirtless. I don't remember. But they had that one, and they had the one where he's, pulling open it to show the S. And then they had Lois. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So
my whole point with the comics thing is that I'm pretty sure that I heard somewhere, because this is how I get all my comic knowledge, is I watch videos of people talking about comics and all this. But I'm pretty sure that I heard somewhere that in the comics, Joe becomes the captain. Singh retires or something like that. Something happens to Singh. He either retires or something.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe takes his place. Okay, dogs. Neighbor dogs won't shut up suddenly. But, so when they did that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is training for Joe. Joe is going to become, they're doing this. They're doing this. But at the same time, in my head, I still have that haunting feeling that I've had since the series opener.
That he's going to die.
That he will die.
Only time will tell.
I mean, within time, I'm sorry, but, Valar Morghulis, all men must die. Death doesn't discriminate. Death takes everyone. All men must die. Although, what did we say to the god of death? Not today.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
But
well, Dean killed Death, so.
I was totally quoting Game of Thrones.
I'm kidding. But he did kill Death.
Yes, he did. With his own scythe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now the Reaper is Billy. The main Reaper.
Yes. I like her, though.
Yeah. But she's done taking giving them more chances. They gonna
She's
die.
been done.
They gonna die.
Yep.
She ain't gonna let them come back.
No.
Once they die, they die.
Yeah.
They be gone.
Yep.
Forever.
But, yeah, so I'm excited to see if they actually follow through with the storyline and make Joe captain.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that way, like, he could still be a part of it, but, like, he can, you know, demonstrate his leadership skills and, like, show that he can actually run the precinct.
And, I mean, not to bash on the guy, but
shut up, dogs!
Those dogs have never been this active.
Gosh.
But not to bash on the guy, but I mean, he's getting older, and
Oh, Joe?
Yeah.
Jesse L. Martin.
I mean, yes, detectives can be old, but detectives that do as much as these detectives do at this precinct, unless Joe and his team are the only ones that run around doing all that Joe does.
Right.
Like, he's getting too old to do the part. I mean, he can't play a detective.
Yeah, I mean, like, he could be a sergeant or a captain or whatever. Like, I think, you know, any of those would suit him just because, like you said, you know, not being out in the field as much is good for him. Also because he has a new baby, and, you know, being a captain or being a sergeant allows you to have more hours. Like, being a captain, like, allows you to, like, kind of create your own hours, and you can have more time with, like, your family and stuff like that. So, because you're more in control of that than if you're just a detective.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I mean, I think that at this point in his life, that would be a good job for him.
Yep.
A good promotion for him.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, is there anything else that we didn't?
The fact that the anger was coming from Cicada instead of Nora.
Yeah, but that was only in this episode.
Yeah, that's true.
So all of Nora's anger in this episode,
the stuff before was Nora.
Was Nora, yeah. But all the stuff in this episode was Grace.
Right.
I mean, technically, she's not Cicada. She's not even Cicada 2. She's whatever her name was in the future. And because she never had Cicada's dagger. If you don't have the dagger, then you're not Cicada.
Right.
And so just because you get the dagger now does not make you Cicada. So she's not Cicada 2. Whatever her name was, whatever her villain name was in the future is who she is.
Yeah.
She's just hiding under the moniker of Cicada. And I would be interested in finding out who she really was, but I don't think we're going to.
Probably not, because there's only one episode left.
Yeah.
I also just really liked the fact that Renee made the choice to keep her powers.
Yes.
And that she's like, you know, I love my powers and I want to do things on my own terms. Yeah, it's dangerous that there's somebody out there killing metas, but that doesn't mean that I have to succumb to the fear and, like, get rid of my powers. Like, I want to live life on my own terms and I like my powers. So I'm going to keep them. Like, you know, taking initiative and... you know, not being afraid to, you know, if she had stayed there, not being afraid to fight back.
I do have a question, though, about that, which I posed to you, so I will now pose to you guys. We all know that within the vicinity of the dagger, all Meta's powers disappear.
Yeah.
Except for Cicada. The person controlling the dagger's powers don't.
Mm-hmm.
So how in the effing world did Adler control the dagger's direction? I mean, if she can still use her powers within the vicinity of the dagger,
Mm-hmm.
she could be Cicada, for crying out loud. I mean...
Because she literally moved it out of the way. Like, she made it, like...
I mean, that's her powers to
Yeah.
move objects. But, like, to be able to do that with the dagger while
Right.
it's active is impossible. And she did it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is impossible.
Anything is possible. If
No.
you put your mind to it.
No.
If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
That's bullshit.
That's from this movie!
Yes, but that's bullshit, and we all know it. All little kids think they can grow up to be the president one day, and they can't. So, no matter what you put your mind to, you can't always do it. You can try your best, and you might succeed, and it's always worth that possibility of succeeding. But you also have to be ready for the possibility of failure.
Yeah.
But failure is always a chance to learn and try harder next time. So,
yeah.
Lessons, people.
It's all about the lessons.
So, yeah, is there anything else that you wanted to...
I don't think so. I mean, we pretty much covered most of it.
Yeah, I think we covered all of it. If you guys have any questions or want us to elaborate on anything with you, like we can have a conversation about it down in the comments below, just let us know and we will talk to you about whatever.
Yeah.
So
next week is the live stream for the
Yes.
finale. Apparently they don't have the Google Hangout anymore, or Google Live, or whatever it is.
Right. I
Um,
think they don't, because I kept getting emails that they were getting rid of
So
it.
we're gonna have to like use the YouTube Live. So I'm gonna have to try to figure that out.
Yeah.
But if we have technical difficulties, I apologize.
We will let you know via Twitter, so...
I will try to get it up before the episode starts.
Yes.
But I will also be recording it, so even if, like, we have issues, we can just go back and watch it from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Like we did last year.
So, well, I didn't have the DVR last year.
No, you didn't. But we did something last year that was similar. I don't know. We were
I mean, I
late
didn't
last
at
year.
that time last year. I had it, like, the
Okay.
last half of last year.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. But anyway, like, the point is, we'll be watching it live, but there
Mhm.
might be a little bit of us going back from where
Yeah.
it's actually at when it's on,
Mm-hmm.
because if there's difficulties, we want to see it from the beginning.
Yes. But follow us on Twitter if you want to stay up to date with that. If we have difficulties, we will tweet it out and let you all know.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know the second that it goes live.
Because I always
And-
post the link, so.
Yeah, and click the bell on the notification bell on
Yeah, if
on
you
this
want
video.
if you want to get notifications from us, then just click where the bell is at.
Yeah, it'll tell you the second we go live.
And if you want to see more of our videos, then subscribe.
I mean, you don't have to subscribe, but please do. It would be great to grow,
Yeah.
even though the number we're at is like the perfect number. I keep saying that.
What, 68?
No. Why would 68 be the perfect number?
Well, that's what it said the last time I went on the channel.
Last time I went on, it said 69.
Oh, okay. Well, yay for one more subscriber. I mean, I'm sorry.
So,
Yeah, somebody did subscribe recently. I forgot about that.
So yeah, if you guys would like to subscribe, please do.
Yeah.
But remember, like we were saying, if you want instant notification of when we post that live stream, click the notification
Or if you
bell.
just want, like, notification of when we upload a new video, you'll get that
Yeah.
too. Like,
Yes.
you don't necessarily have to subscribe to get that. I don't.
Yeah, you have to
Oh, you do?
subscribe for the
Okay.
notification bell.
Okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
Do both. It'll make us very happy.
Yes, it would. Tell your friends, and we can all watch the episode next week together, and communicate through the live chat and all like that. You guys can spoil us like you do every year.
I mean,
You're gonna cry at this part. You're gonna yell at this part. I love that.
I don't care
Right.
about being spoiled as long as it's not something like Endgame.
Yeah.
Like, you can spoil me with any TV show, honestly, I don't give a crap. Like, I'm gonna get to that point eventually anyway, so I'm probably gonna forget what you even told me. Especially if I'm in, like, season 1 or 2 and it's, like, happens in season 9.
Right.
Or something like that. Like, I'm not gonna remember.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, and especially if it's an already ended show, it's pretty impossible not to find spoilers on something that's already ended.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing that I wasn't that spoiled by Buffy, considering that it's been over for a long time.
And it's such a cult classic.
And there's a lot of it on Tumblr, so yeah. But I just didn't really, like, reblog a lot of stuff until I started watching it, so I didn't really follow a lot of people who posted a lot of Buffy,
Right.
so I wasn't seeing a lot of it on my dash, and so I kind of had to, like, find posts that I wanted to repost, because, like, I didn't see it regularly
Yeah.
to get spoiled by it. And even if I did, I didn't know what was happening.
Right, and you didn't know what season
Like,
it
I
would
didn't,
be
yeah,
in.
and I didn't know the context and all that. I would just
Yeah.
see GIFs and I'd be like, oh, okay, that's happening. I don't even know what that is,
Mhm.
you know, so.
Like an amulet on Spike's chest. Have you seen a gif of that?
No.
Okay, great. If you do, don't read it. But yeah. So there's,
Yeah.
I think that's all we needed to let you know. This Flash is the only one we'll be doing a live stream for this season.
Yeah, I mean, we love Legends and we love Supergirl, but, I mean,
Flash is the one you guys prefer
It's
to watch,
just too
so it's the one
much.
we will do.
it's just too much. Like, we'll do reviews for the finale, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but we just won't watch them. Like, we won't do the live stream.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think that's everything.
Yeah.
So I suppose
Until
until next
next time,
time,
keep believing in the impossible.